oh my god, it's going down and it's up, and so this is, if you look on the bottom here, here's different time frames, right? This is very important to pay attention to, because market analysis, I decided I was going to start doing this. Oh, good morning. Oh, good morning. Means hell. Blocks. Well, I'll never say never, but what's going on here? Of this and see where it goes. So, all right, have a good one and see you next time. What's today? 3:10. Video, word of, and then and I like dogs like this. We exactly what I need. It's just kind of funny because that's what I'll be doing over the next few minutes. But I also have some visuals. No. An update or Pogo here. This is an art site, so the interpretation of dog is pretty liberal. Here. And doesn't really exist. There have been a couple of attempts to, it's not under the table, but it is drafted. It's very a group of people use layer messaging system that's on a different, that looks pretty promising as well. So that looks pretty promising as well. So okay, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, take care. Ah, yes. It is Tezos Tea Tuesday.
Welcome, welcome everyone. We are late to the party, but we're here. Welcome. Glad to see you. I see Ryan is here. Hello, Ryan. And I posted some things in the comment section. And we're going to get into it. This will probably be a shorter Tezos Tea Tuesday, but we'll see where my stamina takes me after I get some tea into me. Anyway. Welcome, everyone. For those who don't know me, I am Alicia Sheep. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, photographer, vocalist, poet, and community organizer within the Tezos ecosystem, particularly for Teia, the nonprofit DAO LLC, which is volunteer-powered and community-owned. The plan for the space is to discuss Tezos events and tools and initiatives and have discussions about related themes together. If you would like to contribute, but are uncomfortable speaking, are non-speaking or face speaking, or require a reader for any other reason, you are welcome to DM me or send me a comment, and I will serve as said reader. We have some items that I have posted in the bottom corner, so we will be discussing those, and if at any time anybody wants to come up, you are welcome to do so, to come and share your thoughts. This space requires respect. So, keep that in mind. Be mindful of this. And do your own research as well. I cannot be the end-all be-all of the screening process of Tezos. Take a peek. Do your research, of course. Anyway, my brain is half here, as you might be able to tell. We have some lovely things that I have posted in the bottom corner. I'm not sure if anybody is requesting as well, because this app is hella broken. Hence why I can't pin anything to the top. And we had this issue before, so if you're trying to request, let me know. So, a couple of the items that we have in the bottom corner today for folks' reference is first up, we have from object.com a event for this month, hashtag collect her objects. So if you are a lovely lady within the ecosystem and would like to create a work for this, please use the hashtag collect her objects, her being all capitalized. And yeah, there's been many beautiful pieces that have been created so far. If you would like to participate, please do. More information available there. Collectors, also throw your support and collect.
Who is this guy?
We also have a recording of the Night Train space from last week, from WXABK's The Night Train.
Wow.
Who we're discussing Zero Contract and Zero Unbound Art, and the whole on-chain process and how it all works. So if you would like to catch up on that, please check it out. You can mark that for later and listen back. We also have the Art on Tezos Friday recap from the @Tezos account, which has a medley of Tezos related things for you to check out. The weekly wrap up of Tezos events and points of note. And we also have an open call from Empress Trash for Empress Trash's birthday exhibition, The Cusp of Rebirth, V1. The deadline is today. The opening party is on the 20th. It's going to be in a virtual gallery of fabulousness. If you would like to have a piece in there, you have some directions to follow to potentially be selected. Selection is not guaranteed, of course, but maybe worth submitting a piece sometime today before the deadline closes. So check that out. An extravaganza. And finally, the last thing that I have in the chat that I've added so far today is my Tez Talks with Stu and Tezos comments that I did 2-3 weeks ago. Time isn't real. Time is not real. But I had a lovely time chatting about my artistic process and my journey in Tezos. We had a lightning round of quick succession questions. Audio is something to be desired on my end, as is usually the case when using Google Meets. But yeah, my internet does not like my internet does not like it. But this was fabulous. I really enjoyed myself, and it was really refreshing to be able to speak about my artistic practice overall. Don't get to do it very often. And to pontificate about the future of Tezos as a community scientist and what I see within the ecosystem and where it's going, how it's doing, all of that good stuff. So you can catch up on that.
I have been an artist my entire life.
To the stage when you hear me chime in and say hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
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 Hi.
I have met you before, I think. But
Excellent.
I do have a few things, some updates regarding teia. The copyright marketplace is now live. So,
excellent.
Yep. So as you know, we've had a copyright registration system for a while now, almost a year, I think. But now the marketplace has been imported, and so you should be able to go to the teia site, and then there should be a new tab called Copyright Marketplace, and then so you can see what everyone has been registering. So
excellent.
Yeah, I'm looking
We
forward.
love this.
Yep. So, and then I don't know if you saw it, but I posted a preview of the messaging feature that Joe has been working on. Actually,
you can throw that in the comments if you like.
Let me do that. Actually, it's really cool. It's like, oh my god, and like, oh man, I can't wait because I've been wanting this for so long, and it's and he did a really good job with it. Like, so it's even in video form. trying to make video clips lately.
Ah. Well, hopefully, audio is also included in that. But I'm gonna slowly, gently petition that, because you know, if it's broken everywhere else, like, why don't we build it where we are? Maybe it'd be nice to have like live audio,
Live
like
audio.
spaces sometime. That might be cool.
Are you
But
talking
I
about?
understand how ridiculously complex that is.
Oh, you mean like on Teia?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Right?
Okay, let's add it to the list.
Yeah.
The list is just getting longer and longer, and I'm like at the point where it's like, let's just put everything already. Why not?
Yeah. Why not? If it's a tool somebody will use, why not?
We can find the
We'll
money.
just have to reorganize.
Yeah, we can find the resources to do it. Poor Joe, you know, we're just grinding him so much, but he's
Well,
he's
Zeke
doing a
said
great
that he's
job.
willing to help with more stuff too. So
Yeah,
because he was able to work with me on the
Yeah.
screen reader part. He wants some more web dev tasks.
Okay, there's.
I don't know what that means, but that's what he was asking
Yeah.
for, because he likes doing that and he's good at it. So
In the long run, you know, we want our treasury to get enough of a budget where you can start paying people regularly. You know, even the things that you do, and you know, we have a lot of volunteers that put in so much effort. You know, and I feel like they deserve something, but we got to get there, right? So. But yeah, all these updates are in anticipation. We're trying to grow the community. We're trying to become more self-sufficient. We have, you know, trying to get donations, and it really is everything. Like, and yeah, even the features that we're adding now, there will be a small fee that goes into our treasury. So just keep that in mind. Like. Every message there will be a micro, you know, a tiny, like half a cent, right, fee
for maintenance purposes.
Yeah. And I think people will be okay with it, because, you know, and we're gonna show very clearly where the money is going, right, and what it's used for. And I think it's something.
Well,
like,
and
I
think people are fairly used to that now on Tezos anyway, especially because, like, with like even just marketplace fees, Teia has the lowest, as far as I know, in the ecosystem at 2.5%. So it's nice and accessible for folks, but all of it still does accumulate wonderfully.
Yeah.
For future use.
But I'm hoping we'll be able to accumulate more, you know. And
more participation.
I get messages.
Goal.
Yeah, I get messages all the time where they're like, "Oh, how can I support Teia more?" Right, and so I think it's something that people can feel good about. But we're just making it easier, right? And just not now. All we have to say is like, "Hey, just use our site." So
exactly,
we're getting there. But as you know, there's a lot going on. A lot. Yes.
Yeah. Always. When is there not?
Well, in particular, yeah. But
I haven't gone to bed on time in 4 years. No, it's 5 years now. Oh God.
I saw you playing Art Raiders at an ungodly hour. I saw that.
I know.
It looked fun.
It's true.
But yeah.
Yeah, I was up on the phone with my internet company.
Oh.
Thankfully, they take calls past regular working hours. I was surprised.
How's that going?
You know.
Yeah.
We're plucking at it. They're gonna be my best friends.
Okay.
By the end of it. Yeah.
You're playing the long game. Yeah.
I am. Yes.
Can't wait till you get your internet.
I'm providing them with data about how much money they could be making if they just did the thing on this road.
Right.
Like all of the houses that would much prefer, instead of the choppy, uh, whatever everybody is using,
Yeah.
variants of internet access, if it was just
Yeah.
fiber.
It's kind of funny because I heard your voice drop out a second just now as you were
Yeah,
saying it.
exactly. You see?
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
I feel that it's not fun
Yeah.
having bad service, you know.
Yeah. And I was spoiled when I went to Toronto because I went from what I have now to I think it was like 1.1 gigs download.
Oh yeah, one of the fiber
Like
or yeah, really fast
it
ones.
was like it was exquisite.
Yeah.
And then I came back to this,
Yeah.
and
It's rough.
like to load a YouTube video, just to preload it. And this is the issue. Like sometimes sites will bring in like a new way of doing things, and there was a
Right.
period of like 3 months where YouTube had like, if it wouldn't start until it preloaded a certain percentage of the video. So depending on how big the video was, like I could be sitting there for 20 minutes waiting for the damn thing to start. Just yeah. But
Good God. Well, you know, not to playing the devil's advocate a little bit, but it's actually kind of relevant a little bit because you know, maybe you got to make it worth it. You know, like choose your videos wisely.
I consume so much at such a pace, Ryan.
I know.
The 2021, I had 2 spaces in my ear and was in Discord.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I consume at pace.
Yes.
And so
you can't be afford to slow down. Yeah.
Exactly. So now what and because my brain will just burn its own tires without more information going in for me to analyze and parse, I constantly, unless I'm in a space, have music going in my ear at any given time. Constantly. So, yeah.
Well, you know, I was thinking about that because I gotta share you the. I think I'll share the prototype for the messaging system. I think with the Teia crew, I think. But I was just like testing it out the last few days, and then you know I was sending them every message is a transaction. Okay, so and I'm like, and I was making like a dumb joke to like Zero and Joe, you know, and they're like, oh, what did I type, like when moon or you know something dumb like that, and then I hit send, and I was like, man, that joke cost me 3 cents. You know? So like
intentionality.
Yeah, so like maybe I should think about what I, you know, because we live in a world where everything is free and it's just kind of, you know, and
but it's not though. Even posting on here is not free.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the impression is that, right? It's instant and it's like fast. So we're introducing a different system into the ecosystem. I'm not sure how people are going to respond, you know, honestly. Like, some people are going to be like, oh, I'm like, you know, like slowing me down, but
yeah. I'm sure there'll be lots of feedback and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And suggestions. And a reminder to everybody who happens to be using said messaging system. Teia terms of service and community code of conduct apply.
Yep.
So we can be in line with the international obligations of being registered as a nonprofit DAO LLC, so we can remain autonomous far in the future. So don't ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. Well,
because I will come with the ban hammer.
When I'm hoping that the fee will discourage spam and you know the usual stuff, but we'll see. I don't know. Like, if we're doing everything literally on chain, this is as pure as it gets, you know. So But that being said, yeah, you need better internet. I wasn't trying to say that you don't, but
No, I know.
yeah,
This is what the I talk to like Tan about this all the time, and other folks. Like, can you imagine what I could do?
Yeah, it's
with
a little
fast
scary.
internet?
It's a little scary, but
Like what I've done so far.
I know.
With no internet.
But you gotta admit, being limited like that, it's like training weights, right? Like it's like you have to be really disciplined, right? Really disciplined about your internet. And now, when you get broadband, it's just gonna be like you'll be flying in the air or something.
This is a recurring theme in my life.
Yeah.
It's like when I first started playing Arc Raiders and I rubber banded for the first 3 weeks and I got real good at living.
You're playing on hard mode right now. Hard mode.
I was in on hard mode.
Hard mode of the internet.
I was playing on I don't know, nightmare mode, honestly.
No, and God, and you're still here. You're still doing it. Just,
I mean, I could just like dip offline and go talk to moss, right? Like mosses and lichens are very great conversationalists.
Okay.
I do enjoy their company, but I much prefer Tezos.
Yeah, they can't play Arc Raiders, I don't think, or maybe they can. No. Scientists have figured it out.
Don't underestimate a mushroom.
No. They've been doing like weird experiments with like. I'm pretty sure
you can store data on mushrooms, like a CD.
I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up right now. Actually, it might be interesting.
And they've also been training mushrooms to play video games.
Yeah. No. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. I feel like it's Doom.
Oh yeah, no, I saw. No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I saw some post about it.
It all started with the slime mold in Japan.
Yeah,
that they were training through a maze,
playing video
to investigate
games.
how it explores space.
Playing video
and
games.
And it could make things more efficient within their transit systems.
Playing video games on mushrooms, that's a different thing.
No.
I want to... mushrooms playing Doom. Well, anyway, yes, but I believe that. Stranger things have happened. Oh, there's more people now. Do you see them?
I do not.
B is here. Fendo's here. Hey, we were hanging out this weekend with some ducks.
Some ducks.
Yep. Yeah, 8 went to him.
I can see 0 people now. Great.
Oh
God.
That's this site, man.
So petition to move up the spaces feature on the list, for God's sake.
So let me give you a report. It's CGRX. I think we've seen it before. Someone named JT3SS. And then B is here. Disaster. Fendo, and then Matt is still here. Oh, First Rain just joined. Tezos Artist Network just joined.
And
that is the report.
Wonderful. I am unable to see any of you because this app is nightmare reincarnate. So I apologize. If anybody's trying to request, I cannot bring you up. I cannot even see you.
No.
I can't even see myself. I don't exist in this space.
Wow.
Apparently.
It's just disembodied voices.
Yes.
Of me and you.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if I can do it this way.
Oh yes, so that reminds me, we talked about Tezcon this weekend, and I'll make another post about that. But yeah, so we're taking a different approach than we did last year, and yeah, we can talk about it as well. Of course, Teia will be well represented there. Erica's Voices of Iran project would definitely be there in some form, but we're basically locally, at least locally in the Seattle area, we're going to be opening it up we'll be inviting anyone we think would be a good fit, or anyone we think is a creative, or anyone. We're not limiting it to just NFTs or crypto people, We want this to be like a art, music, I mean, really anyone that makes anything. So that's our plan on like bringing in locals. And then same goes but we're kind of limiting the online parts to Tezos people. Tezos people we trust, right? So, yep, that's kind of we're being very
cool.
We're being very selective of people online, but not so much on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah. So yeah, pretty excited. It should be interesting.
Mm-hmm. And the Enshitification of things.
Yes. Let me grab that.
The Enshitification.
Like really, like at the end of the day, we're just gonna cram so many people into the same space and just see what happens.
Do you have a food section? You should just have everything still in the box on the table.
A food. Wait, what?
If you have catering, it's just like boxes of crackers.
Oh,
and
no,
spreads,
we're not.
Nothing's opened.
We're not doing catering this year.
Oh, not doing food. Okay.
No, catering. Let's just say it was a disaster last year, but
that's right.
But it's okay. It's fine. We just got some pizza and it was fine. I think what we're gonna
you could do it community style, but just have the requirement that everybody write down precisely all of the ingredients. You could do potluck.
That's what I'm. We're on the same page. That's what I was thinking. Just bring people. If people have a restaurant or cafe or something that they just want to, promote their local business. Like, great, just come. Just come.
Mm-hmm.
No requirements, no credentials. Just come. But the caveat is that we're not providing you anything. You have to do your own thing. So we have electricity, but that's about it.
Excellent.
Yep. Fendo is handling the music side, so it's going to be a...
I am assuming the lovely Stroke Driven or Tezos Artist Network is in the chat right now. Or in the space.
Yes.
Hi, Stroke. Sending you all the flowers for your fabulous self. Glad to see you. If anybody has not yet joined the Tezos Artist Network, there are 3,800 members. You should join. I highly recommend.
Yes.
Follow along with all of the goings on within that.
Actually, that reminds
community
me.
group.
I need to make a post there.
And reminder to anybody who is requesting to speak, I cannot bring anybody up because I cannot even see myself in this space because X is so broken. So I apologize. If you want to add something into the comments, I'll read it out for you, but I can't even see me. So one day, perhaps this app will work the way it used to. One day, perhaps. But why would it? Because that would be too convenient to the people.
Yeah, I'm running out of things to talk about, too.
Oh, I never run out of things to talk about.
Please carry the conversation.
Just give me a keyword.
A keyword.
That I'll go through the filing system in my brain.
Actually, I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts about enshitification. Like, what does that conjure in your mind?
the Enshtification of things. So, generally, we have been moving in this direction for several decades now.
Yes, I agree.
There is a term, if anybody is unfamiliar, planned obsolescence, where items are purposely made to break so that new products can be bought in future to ensure longevity of a product and a company rather than its perfection. And so, like, if you bought a vacuum cleaner circa 1950, it still works. If you bought a vacuum cleaner 3 weeks ago, it's broken already.
Yep, exactly.
This goes for anything and everything, really. And think about your phones. Like,
Yep.
I know my original iPod still works like a dream. And I don't know how many iterations of iPhones. That's the only Apple product I ever got. I don't know how many iterations of iPhones there have been, but it's like every time I turn around, anybody who does have one, I'm like, you just got one. They're like, yeah, but this is the new one. I'm like, why?
Yeah, and most of
Is
the
it
time
broken?
it's not even better. You know?
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is that the expectations of new innovative things are lowered every time. So like, not only is it made more and more poorly over time, but like the design and the taking of risks is very limited, especially when you have shareholders. Shareholders ruin everything. So yeah, there is also a layer of enshtification within the social context.
Yep.
And it is a response to, so like within linguistic patterns, within broader groups and in subgroups, linguistic patterns always aim to counter the standard, so that people in the closed group or in the know have an edge over other people, or as a safety mechanism, or as a challenge to norms just for the dopamine. And because we've had such rigid, invasive observation of us as a whole, because we are the product. If the product is free, we are the product. Because that has gone on for so long, this is where we ended up with like the slop type stuff or the brain rot type stuff as a direct counter to said observation and rigidity. And it will bounce back and forth. So we'll probably see in the next 15 years or so. It'll be like when we went from the Edwardian, or was it the Gregorian? I think it was the Edwardian. We went from the Edwardian era to the Victorian era. Everything in the Edwardian era was all the things all the time. Drink your laudanum with your breakfast. Everybody have fun. Let's get drunk in the street. Give your children some booze. Let's, have ridiculous carnivals and chaos. And then everybody was like, you know what? It's gone too far. Let's button up so tightly we can't move our neck anymore, with a rigid social structure. So I do anticipate that coming in, but I do also anticipate that being fought against more than it would have been at the time, because we also have the cacophony of multi-generational and multi-geographical elements at play.
Yeah, I guess it's a lot. It's a lot. Everything's happening all the time, everywhere, right? So,
and the speed at which things are occurring,
yeah,
inherently allows for enshtification to happen. because there isn't enough time to craft. Because, it's Monday and now it's Tuesday and you've already missed 18 opportunities.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's my
Okay.
thoughts on enshortification.
All right. Well, thank
But
you
we
for
can
that.
play with it.
How do we
can
fix
have fun
it?
with it.
See, this is it. So the whole thing, like, I kind of like framed it
Boredom.
this way. Huh. Yeah.
Boredom.
So I've kind of framed the whole thing this way, but Tezcon would be like, I'm trying to say, like, okay, this is not supposed to be a depressing event. We want to do something about it. So let's
Humorous, intentional.
Yeah.
Taking the time.
But I'd like to think that artists have a big role to play in all of this because, it's where creativity happens, right? Like, art is what, that's the spark of anything new, any innovation. So yeah, we'll get a bunch of artists into one room and
everybody slows down together.
And we're not going to get in your way. This is a completely, you have full autonomy over the area. And yeah, we're not going to tell you what to do. Just see what we can come up with, So.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with the stuff that we're doing anyway, right? With Tezos and.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Decentralized, non-hierarchical, self-organizing, all those long words, right? That's what we're here for. So, yeah.
A diversity of tactics. Everybody brings what they know and do, and it combines into a wonderful cacophony.
But it looks like
of communication.
Chaos. It looks like chaos to most people, but it's actually not. It's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humans do love their predictability. This is why humans like to put everything into a box.
Yeah.
And categorize things.
That's why people like centralization, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. But I definitely see that is no longer the case.
Yeah. No, people are tired of it, man. They're tired of this. I mean, you just look at what's happening in the world, right? It's just like so obvious it's not working. So
things be broken.
Yeah.
And as somebody who has lived on the edge of the bell curve their entire life, I can tell you, I have seen this coming from a mile away.
I think a lot of
and
us
have tried to change things.
Yeah. I know that feeling. I was not successful, I would say.
I feel like I was, but I definitely got too tired to deal with any of the shenanigans any further.
Yeah.
So I was a policy writer for a while.
Yeah, you did political things, right? I know you have a background in that. And same with
disability justice specific. Like that was my entire lens. Disability justice, of course, also encapsulates all equity deserving groups and mitigation of harm and seeking of root causes.
Right. Actually solving the problem, right?
Yes.
So,
which nobody wanted to hear.
I was dealing with that in in housing and affordability issues, and then I spent so much time doing research and it's like, hey, this is good for everyone, even you, and oh man, wow, it's just like
So just chiming in with the comments here, B said, artists create the idea of a possible future, and it's a responsibility to imagine better worlds. And I agree wholeheartedly.
Completely, yes.
And to Fendel, I would make Ryan a co-host if I could see Ryan. I can't even see myself.
It's okay.
It's fully broken.
I don't want that responsibility anyway.
Well, you'd be able to bring people up.
Oh,
right?
that's true.
So,
but
I can't see you.
Yeah.
I can't see
me.
This
is the problem.
I can't see anything.
This is the problem with centralized systems. See, it's just like, malicious has too much power. Like, should have.
Yes. I get condensed. I would lodge an issue with it, but I'm happy to just float under the radar currently
No,
with everything going on.
they're not even reading that shit, man. Like
Hmm.
it's okay. We're just making, make do. But I totally agree with B because yeah, and
Maybe if
I
everybody
like.
is like, "Hey, Grok, could you make a report
Hmm.
to the dev team that spaces are fully broken for most users, and that it could bring more revenue." This is always the phrase that you gotta.
Yeah.
You're missing potential
I
capital.
know this is good for you. Okay, just do it.
Yeah.
But they insist on destroying itself, and it's just the system insists on destroying itself, and that's like what? Like, it took me a while, but I didn't want to believe it, but that's how a lot of places work, especially now. So
I do believe it is by design.
yeah, but I like the way B said responsibility because I feel like if you want to call yourself a real artist, you have to feel that way. Like it's like I have to do this, beyond just your own self, right?
The compulsion of communication
Yeah.
of something that has not yet been imagined
Mm-hmm.
or needs a new lens on said imaginings. Because there's a lot of intangible stuff in our world, and artists make those real.
Yeah.
And allow folks to process. Because if you get, like, even just think about how many people. So I myself, I don't know if this is the same for you, Ryan, but are you able to imagine an apple clearly in your mind's eye in this very moment?
I think I remember you saying. Yeah, fairly well, I think.
Yeah, fairly well. Okay. For me, I can imagine it in my physical space, in hyperreality. I have that wonderful, but often distracting.
You have a very
Imagination.
strong imagination. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Some people.
Mine is more
Some
blurry.
people. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people have no visual representation.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do not have audio in their thoughts, or text in their thoughts, or images in their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Their thoughts work differently. And so this is another reason why art is so important, because it allows to communicate past those limitations within everyone's processing systems within their brain.
Right.
So, like, for me, visuals and audio are
Do you have
the top.
Do you have synesthesia?
I do.
Okay.
I have multiple types of synesthesia.
Oh.
When I sing with my eyes closed, I can stay on note because it's all color coordinated.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Okay.
I also have pain synesthesia, which is the least fun of all of the synesthesia.
Oh God.
So
awful.
when I see injury in front of me or on socials, if I haven't prepared my brain in advance, if it just if somebody just like rolls their ankle in front of me, like in my physical space, my ankle is also rolled.
Oh,
in my brain.
No, I've heard of this actually fairly recently. It's like hyper empathetic, or yeah.
And so when I'm watching things like a TV show, when there's a lot of violence, I am already aware that it is stagecraft. But if it's but if it's news, unless I've like prepared my brain to numb that, if it's just suddenly on my feed and I wasn't prepared for it, but now I just prepare all the time, honestly. But I feel all of it. Somebody gets shot, somebody falls down a flight of stairs, I feel all of that in my body.
Jesus Christ. So, no, I know it's a real thing because I've actually, wow. So,
it's the least fun of the synesthetic experiences.
Have perfect pitch?
Mm-hmm.
You do.
I do.
You would. You're one of those people.
I was told so by my vocal coach, who was teaching me how to breathe again. because when I had my whole medical journey, one of the things that I learned is that the more I move a muscle or muscle group, the more fatigued and weaker it becomes, which includes breathing. So when I'm singing, or when I'm speaking, I'm breathing through 3 different muscle groups to prolong the experience. So I'm doing chest breathing, rib breathing, or stomach breathing. And eventually all of that steam runs out. But you back up.
Okay.
Because breathing is important.
You're one of those. Oh man. One of those perfect
but
pitch
when I went
people.
But when I went to that vocal coach, it was the very first meeting. It was in person. This was so I spent 10 years in a bed.
Yeah.
Unable to move. Then I spent 5 years rebuilding my muscle. I went out on an excursion to the city to a vocal coach, and then COVID happened.
Oh my God.
So I had one time. Went out all alone on my own. It took me 8 hours. 8 hours. Can you imagine me waddling along at the end of the day? Oh, I was exhausted. But I had to take 4 trains and a bus and a subway car and a streetcar and climb a flight of stairs. Because I asked if there was, if it was accessible, and they're like, "Oh yeah." And I get there and I'm like, "Oh my God, there's a flight of stairs."
Yeah, they had different meaning.
Yeah. Yes. But she was, as soon as we started, she's like, "Okay, repeat after me." And she did the note, and I did the note back, and she's like, "Oh, okay. I know where we're at now." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You have perfect pitch." I was like, "Oh, well, that's great to know."
She knew right
She's
away.
like, "Let's do a test." Yeah. She's like, "Let's do a test." And so she did like a whole bunch of like, na 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 na.
Yeah, because you have you think of notes in terms of colors, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which was her immense frustration. She's like, "You need to open your eyes to your audience and connect with them." I'm like, "I am looking at my notes. This is my sheet music in my brain."
Icon, yeah. No, looking in your audience.
Yeah.
Overrated. No, I don't.
I'm autistic. I'm not looking anybody in the eye. Thank you.
I'm an antisocial piano player. Okay, so I don't want to look at no one. But see, that's weird because I've always had this weird fascination with vocal people or string players, right? They often have perfect pitch as well for similar reasons.
Yeah.
And it was like very mysterious to me, like, oh, I can the idea of having perfect pitch, right? And that I'd never really had ever. Maybe when I practice a lot, I could like think about it, but I don't think it's like what you have, you know? So
well, and like I'm sure if I was able to use instruments properly, because like I just need more accessible ones, because like I'm allergic to nickel, so that takes out guitars and metal like flutes and stuff. Then with most pianos, like I'm hypermobile, so my fingers go backwards if I'm pressing on keys. I do have an excellent head. My thumb and my pinky are horizontal. I have an excellent spread for keys, but just the pressing of them repeatedly causes issue. But the only like piano-like thing that I had access to when I was a kid was an organ, where half of the keys didn't work. So I used to write songs with the keys that did work.
No, that's great.
When I was a child.
That's a great compositional exercise, you know? Like,
yes. Just simply do not work.
Yeah, they don't work, so, well, too bad. You just got to work with it, right? And then sometimes you can get limitations, or sometimes good.
But this is what I'm saying. This is always. I get I get the hard mode.
Yeah, hard mode.
I get hard mode first, and then I'm like, oh, this is something.
Yeah. Well, for me, I settled into the piano. I used to play the French horn, so you know you need some pretty good intonation for that, right? like even like playing wind instruments. But I was like, man, I'm so tired of finding the note. Like I quit. So I'm just gonna play the piano now, and that's someone else's problem. If I'm out of tune, then well, it's the technician's fault, not me.
Well, and perfect pitch is really helpful for a mimic, and that's where I started, was in the mimicry for echolalia, right?
Yeah.
So like Jesse from Team Rocket, to protect the world from devastation. And then you have like
you're right.
the melody.
That's why you're so good at it. You're in the right pitch range too. Jesus. Yeah. Wow. It all makes sense now.
And like forming like the different elements of the face.
Yeah.
Right? You got the nasal resonance. Like if I'm speaking,
like,
if I'm doing
you're
a
really
voice.
Good at, you're really good at the voice thing. And I was wondering why, but it's because you're really accurate. Like,
but like my regular speaking voice is like low in the throat and in the chest. Right. But like if I were to speak a little bit higher, a little bit further in my mouth, or even further out through my teeth and my nose, I can change.
I know, you have such control over it. That's what's freaky, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. For me, I just
to
pray
do the other ones, it's more tiring because I have to use like little fine muscle groups, right? So
yeah, I just like pressing a button. If I need to go higher, I just move my hand a little bit more to the right. It's great.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
And I do hope to have many a voice acting gig this year. I'm going to be prowling.
Yes.
Looking for opportunities through like indie projects and through... I want to do so many gigs that I forget all of the gigs that I've done. That's my goal this year.
Okay. Yeah, keep an eye out. Yeah, I'm hoping a lot of those people will come to Tezcon. You know, I want it to be like, not just, I want it to be an event that's memorable, right? You just don't want to do a run-of-the-mill conference. That's boring. But I want a lot of people to just come together and start talking with each other, right? Like networking and like, I hate that word, networking, but it's really about just getting people to meet each other, because I feel like Seattle needs that so bad, you know? This year I've been here, it's like I meet a lot of wonderful people, and they're very smart, and then most of them are very nice, you know? They're very smart, kind, but they're just like kind of isolated, you know? It's probably because of COVID too, but so, you know, anything we can like connect to each other better. Yeah, as far as online things goes, you know, you folks are the best. So, at least for me.
Yeah, I think Tezcon is going to be another fabulous event this year. With its Ensh theme.
Yep,
if anybody is able to go, please go.
Yep, we will have
I want to live vicariously through you.
We have but actually I was talking about this with Fendo too, about doing a virtual event. And wanted to do something in Decentraland. And yeah, we should talk about doing that, because it'd be really cool if we can do something with Teia, I think. I don't know. I wish I could bring him up here, but we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, apologies, everybody. I cannot see anybody.
It's okay. It's not a rush, but it's just something to consider. Because I think it's important that we keep our online community alive too, you know? So...
Yeah, that's for sure. That's the only way I'll be able to participate. So it'll be very welcome. I've only had the opportunity to attend a few events Most of them have been in like on Cyber Gallery or
Mm-hmm.
equivalent, but the one that took place IRL was in it was it was the Tezpol,
Oh,
the Tezpol one,
which one?
Basel,
Oh,
the Basel,
yeah, Tezpol Miami 2023. That's what I
yeah,
call it now.
yeah, and yeah, I was able to have a surrogate in my place with a tablet and walk around with me,
Oh,
which was
really?
fabulous.
Oh,
Yes, a wonderful friend, John Barrymore, was my
okay.
surrogate. So he got to attend,
That's
and I
nice.
got to wander around on a tablet, and nobody could hear me.
Cool.
I think we
I
need like
vaguely
closed
remember
captions
that.
or
Yeah.
something on like a Zoom call so that they can read at least what I'm
I
saying if they can't
remember
hear me in the buzz of the
being
noise.
I remember being on this on voice call with you and the other teia members, and we were just like,
Yeah, I think it
what
was
the
me and
fuck is
Kath.
going on?
Yeah, it
That
was
was
me and Kath talking
I
to you,
know.
and that's you're on the phone with us
I'm
and not
like,
Cher in the
and
picture.
like, I think something's supposed to be happening here, and then, oh man, but it was like, I don't know, it was hilarious, and
Yeah,
I had a good time. I had a good time.
yeah, yeah. It was good. In case anybody's wondering, I had like 4 different vantage points of that whole adventure.
Oh yeah.
There's a tickle edition. I can't remember what edition. I think it's edition 90, maybe. It's the Tezpol one, so you can read
Okay.
the adventure there. All of the angles.
Yeah. Oh,
There
we
was the
did.
teia part. There was me at the with John as my surrogate. Then there
Okay.
was the post of the poll
Mm-hmm.
and something else. I can't even remember now. But we go read it. Go read the tickle. You should read all of the tickle, honestly. Catch up on the history of Tezos.
Hey, I'm proud of what we did that
Take
day.
a day.
We did
Yeah, we
that.
did a good job.
We did that ridiculous curation process, right? We had to narrow down like how many artworks was it? Like
Yeah.
50 plus, maybe.
Yeah, I think we had 14 curators, community curators, and then on top of that, another 5 team members
Yep.
helping out. There was a
Probably close to 100.
multi-tiered voting system.
Yep.
Like in phases.
We used ranked choice voting.
Yeah.
Just like in real politics. There's several rounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I made it happen, and no one complained, which was like amazing.
Everybody was happy.
Yeah, it was like
far
so
as I know.
fair. It was the fairest thing ever, and pretty proud. And then the poll, but the poll overshadowed.
Yeah, and then the poll.
But still, we did our part.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to enjoy it. I'm like,
Yeah. And I still feel like it was so very Tezos that I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't think
it was just perfectly Tezos.
I know.
Of course it would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wire around a pole, of course. And I empathize with the team on the ground there, because from our perspective,
Mm-hmm.
what we were informed is that we were going to be getting a section of them, but then on the day of, they were told that room isn't available. So they're like,
oh, that was
what do
happened.
we do now?
Oh,
And then
no wonder
somebody, yeah. So they did a decent job of like mitigating a terrible circumstance.
Wow.
In my humble opinion.
That's debatable.
And people don't. I don't know that people give them enough credit for that, because like, what would you do if the space that you thought was
I feel bad. I feel
all the
bad for
work?
the object people, because they were really distraught by the whole thing. So and I overheard some phone conversations where they were like, but you know what really happened was, if people don't know what happened, was that they set up all the TVs, and the fact that it looked janky wasn't really the problem. You could have passed it off as some like edgy, I don't know, whatever, right? Like, it's just it's aesthetics. But the problem was that TVs would go into sleep mode every 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and they didn't know how to turn it off.
Yeah.
So
Just have somebody on rotation turning the TVs on
I know
and
that's
off.
what they were doing. And then you know, we reached the height of absurdity when I saw, you know, the day laborers, like people with drills and, you know, maintenance workers, and they were like trying to troubleshoot the TVs for us. And then you know, and then all these
Well,
like,
and then there were a couple of the artworks that were sideways because the screens weren't oriented correctly for
you
the
know.
work. You know, all of the gloriousness. But again, it's very on brand for Tezos.
I
let's be
know,
fair.
but the thing is, that's what made it memorable, you know. And I think, you know, I understand some people were embarrassed, or you know, they didn't feel good about it. But I went to the main hall. You know, I went to the main hall where all the fancy booths were, and walked around. And got bored after like half an hour. So I just went back to the pole, and I just hung around there. For the and it was great. It was great. So I think we just gotta, I think we just gotta lean into it, you know. That's what we're hoping to do this year too. So
lean into our weirdness.
Just be, and then enjoy the absurdity, because it ain't going away. You know. The world ain't getting more rational anytime soon, so you might as well enjoy it, you know, just have some fun. Have a good time.
We're all merging into a quickly building collision is what we're experiencing right now on all fronts.
Well, to be fair, I would like the world to be more rational, but we're trying. But it might take a while. Let's say.
Yeah. It's a difficult task when everybody is multi-generationally and within just this generation hyper traumatized, and nobody has the time nor capacity to unpack said trauma and grieve. So if everybody did that, I think we'd be fine. But that takes a lot, and some people would rather die.
Yeah, you gotta think it's only been one generation since the internet came about, you know, if that.
Yeah.
So
I remember the before and after.
Yeah, people still talk about the before times, right? Like.
Yeah, we have many before times now.
Yeah.
The internet, COVID.
I remember doing things outdoors, you know, like when I was a kid, because that was the only thing you could do. But
drinking from a hose, no longer the standard childhood experience.
Oh my God, I did that too. So gross now I think about it. I'm like, oh my God.
It's fine. You'll walk it off. Yes. So, since I can't see anybody, I just want to say hi, everyone. Whoever's here, you are treasures. I'm glad that you're here.
Here briefly, but I think you got to go get ready.
Yeah, that's fair. There are spaces for folks to tune into today. There's one by Tezos Comments. There is one by WXABK's The Night Train. And many more, I'm sure. But those two come to mind. So set your reminders for those, so you have lovely things to listen to and participate in for the rest of the evening on this lovely Tezos Tuesday. I have a new spaces schedule, which is even more reduced than what you see there, because I haven't been able to do my monthly spaces because I have not had the stamina due to extenuating circumstances and my lovely chest infection, which is still present 5 months in. Yes. And time isn't real. But like every once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been in quarantine for 6 6 years now. Six
Wow.
of them. 6. 3 of them I was spending with Nan. But I'm gonna get a spacesuit. I won't be able to cross the border because nobody wants to be tackled by TSA in a spacesuit. Because you know that's gonna
Is that
happen.
commercially available? And they're-
No.
Oh.
No, I have been looking. I have been investigating, even in parts. Like maybe I can get a
Oh, I
helmet
found
and then a
this.
suit.
Sorry, this is random, but I found this cool site called govdeals.com. I don't know if it applies to Canada, but it's just
Probably not.
Yeah, people from the government trying to get rid of stuff. And you can find all kinds of crazy stuff on there. So
Yeah, like surplus and
yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to find like a sealed suit that isn't 1,000 pounds, that has like a fan and like a filtration system. Like there's a couple of pieces that I think will work, but it's not
You
ideal.
need a hazmat suit, sounds like.
Yeah, I do. The closest thing that I've been able to find is a welding mask, which has air exchange and filters. But again, it's not ideal because it weighs a lot. Because I have other needs aside from, like I have what is it? Cervical instability because I'm hypermobile. So like having something very heavy on my head is just going to absolutely destroy my neck.
Oh.
I need something that's going to allow me to stay cool and not overheat because I don't have temperature regulation in my body. And something that's going to make it so that I can breathe, ideally. I won't be able to eat or use the bathroom while wearing the suit.
Oh yeah, you do need you need a spacesuit.
Yep.
Like something from NASA. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check govdeals.com. They might actually have one.
govdeals.com might be an issue because sometimes when I know of in the case of here, sometimes they have things that have been used in like for like a hazmat suit in particular might not be great because maybe they were using it for Ebola cases.
You don't want used
and like,
ones for that kind of
exactly.
secondhand
or like
hazmat.
Radiation, or like I'm gonna take a Geiger counter to this thing before I purchase. But yeah, but I'm on the hunt, and I was gonna try and learn how to use Blender, and I can't remember the other thing. It's like the 3D sculpting software, but you can have actual physics in it. To like build the components and then like 3D print something, but I do not have the skill set and I do not have 10 years to try and learn it. So maybe eventually I'll have enough funds that I'll be able to hire somebody to do so. My estimation currently for the spacesuit, all costs in total, from what I've been able to research over the past 5 years, it's going to cost somewhere around $80K.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's a lot.
Eventually I will have one, but right now.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not like completely out of the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because and then even like a lot of the more full head helmet type masking systems that were being developed in 2021, a lot of those companies just closed.
Right.
And like they may have done a GoFundMe, but they did not do the thing. So yeah. And any mucous membrane is a place that a vector can get into my body. So that includes the eyes and the ears, which is why we need the whole head situation. Yeah. So.
There's no spacesuits for sale. There is some. No. There's some pink hangers for $10.
Maybe I'll find it on Craigslist.
Yeah, just check it once in a while.
just check it. Check Facebook Marketplace. Maybe somebody's got one.
Do you need a brand new 3-light black modern chandelier for $20?
No.
Okay, well, it's available.
But that sounds like a great installation item for Tezcon.
There's all kinds of great stuff in here, man. I'm just like, I've been developing an addiction. They're like, hey, do you need a defibrillator? for like $200.
I think we all do.
And I'm like,
actually.
That's something. I mean, why not, right? It's only $200 and it might save a life. You never know.
Actually, speaking of which, if anybody is interested, I'm going to throw it out there. I have a throne, which is a place where I can build a wish list. If anybody's interested in purchasing something for me, I would be very much appreciative. One of the things on there, speaking of medical devices, is a ultrasound machine.
Oh, no. It's for sale. We were just talking about this. Hold on.
Because I don't have access to any healthcare facilities whatsoever. So if I roll my ankle or have an unexpected pain in the belly, it might be helpful to have one. It is expensive. Hence why I put it on the list.
They're not cheap. This one's like $1,200.
And I can't actually get, because it's not allowed unless you have like licensing because of Health Canada. We're being creative. I'm purchasing it I don't know if I'll be able to purchase it, but it's on the list for a pet that I plan to have in the future.
Wow.
That I might breed so that I'm using it for its intended purpose. Yes. But anyway.
That's very vague and a little sketchy sounding. Sorry, but there's one available for $1,200, but there's also one that ultrasound untested for only $600. What does that mean?
Oh.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm just like
browsing. I don't know who's here, but you are all treasures. I am so grateful to every single one of you who is hanging out. I'm probably going to close this up very shortly because I need to eat. I need more tea. I need to medicate because I can feel something brewing in this old brain of mine. Is it going to be ocular? Is it going to be hemiplegic? Nobody knows, but we're going to try and stop it before it happens. But yeah.
Yep, it's mostly the same people. So.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I did find on Instagram, if anybody happens to follow me on Instagram, the stories. It's my best work, honestly. I make little curated storylines every day or a couple of days, whenever I have capacity, of topics on there. Sometimes they're heavier, sometimes they're fun, sometimes they're specific to a, health condition or a new medium or a socio-economic theme or socio-political theme or whatever it happens to be. I do stories on there. That's the only thing I post on there. Gathering little clusters of information to share for everybody. I found recently a very great example of what a hemiplegic migraine looks like mid-migraine. So I'll be posting that soon if anybody's interested in checking out what that actually looks like. That is one of the types of migraines that I get. Where half of my face just melts as though I'm having a stroke.
Jeez.
But yeah. I was very excited when I came across. I'm like, oh my god, this is what I do. This is what I experience. Yay!
Yeah. There's some like pretty interesting stuff on Instagram too. I'm on Threads, by the way. If any Tezos people want to come over, I need some help. I feel like I'm the only one there, But I've been having some success with some of the posts there. So, if you ever get tired of Twitter or other places, it's so hard. I've even found there are some Tezos and Teia people still active on Blue Sky. So
yeah, and Mastodon,
there's a few.
Yeah.
Like and so how do we?
I think Warpcast too.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know Mighty Moss is there. I don't know if he's active anymore, but yeah, so we're all kind of spread all over. It's so hard. Keep
This
everyone.
is why we need a little bit of centralization within Teia,
Yeah.
right?
That's part of why we're doing
Because
it, right? Yeah.
again, if like pure decentralization is the void of space where nothing exists and nothing is touching, we need some semblance of centralization. We don't need aggressive oligarchy
Yep.
centralization, but some is helpful. This is what networks are. This is what the node system of Tezos is.
Yeah, it's just more about being
Right?
legible, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we're open source, so it's not like, we will always be decentralized. Anyone can take the code and spin off their own version of Teia if they want, right?
Exactly.
So that would actually be kind of, we're actually trying to build like the WordPress of NFTs. That's what I've been thinking about it lately. Back when they were a nonprofit.
The Substack of NFTs.
Yeah, so I would love if there's another Teia pop up, doing something on their own, like something different from us,
Oh, I just had another good idea.
Oh yeah?
I have to flesh it out though.
Okay.
I have to flesh it out.
But I was always thinking,
cool. Okay.
I was always thinking like, we need something where people can install and do their own thing, right? Autonomously. That's what made WordPress so successful. And they did it through open source. Like it wasn't done through a startup or like a VC funded thing. It was really open source. So I'm hoping that spirit can come, to like Web3 things, and well, that's who we are. That we're doing that.
Yeah. It's very true. Well, I am going to wind us down for the day. Again, appreciate everybody who has joined. Please share the space with a friend if you think that anybody would find it interesting. Because we always love for more folks to connect with the stuff going on in Tezos. Again, in the comments section, you can check out the things that I posted down there. If I've missed anything, throw it in there too. The algo does not do us well anymore, so it is a challenge to find anything Tezos related on here. But yes, so check that out. Send it along to a friend. I have a pinned tweet. Weekly, we have the Tezos Tuesday space somewhere between noon and what seems to be now 3 p.m. For the start time. For that, depending. And we will also have final week of the month. There will be more spaces, hopefully this month. So if all goes to plan, which includes karaoke, poetry, and a mental health space, stuff like that. We'll see where we get to. I'm also streaming on Fridays between 5 and 9 p.m. retro video games on my Twitch. If you're interested in joining and listening to me do character voices and narrate the game and get into nonsense, I'm currently playing Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64. And good news, everyone, there is so much Zelda material for you that you probably will get bored with it, but I have 12 more games for N64 that are Zelda, that are ROM hacks with new stories that you may be unfamiliar with, which I'm excited to dive into.
Wow.
Well, it's just indie folks making them.
Oh, that's
the ROM
fun.
hacks,
that
right?
sounds fun. I love indie games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
I
could
did
be
not get
interesting.
the randomizer. That is the one that I still need to grab, which I think will be fun. But there are...
Oh, those randomizer ones
even.
are pretty wild.
Might help if I turn the light on.
Are you playing with Tantan that night as well after that?
So we've done that the last 2 weeks. Is that like after my stream, I'll
Yeah,
raid into
after.
her stream, and then we'll play
Okay.
Arc Raiders.
'Cause I
But we're also
was
planning on playing Revenge of the Savage
okay.
Planet together. So
I was
we'll see where we're at.
thinking, because I was thinking that like, oh, maybe Friday night will be like Tezos gaming night or something, or
I think it'll
Friday
be like
as
a
whole.
Wednesday. No, Tuesday. We should do it on it. No, Tuesday has.
Well, it just seemed kind
Yeah,
of
much
convenient
better.
because both of you are there already, and
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be doing a lot of our own thing often
yeah,
because
yeah. No, that's what I meant. Like, I don't have to, because last week, I just restreamed your stream, and it's great because like takes I can have content there where I don't have to be. I can take a break a little bit, So I don't know. But either way, I'll be there. I think every Friday.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's some of these games. I got Ocarina of Time and Master Quest. I've got Legend of Zelda Ruinous Shards. The Missing Link. What else do I have? I also have
heard of half of these. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're just created by fans. There's 2 that are the Story of Seasons and the Oracle of Ages for the Game Boy, made into and 64 cartridges. What else do I have? The Ultimate Trial. This one.
Yeah.
The Sealed Palace.
Okay.
The Master of Time. There's more. I'm not digging in any further, but there's lots of them. So I will periodically be playing those and interspersing those in between other games.
Cool.
Because I love me some Zelda. It's my favorite. And then eventually, I will have fabulous quality internet, and I will stream everything.
That would be the day.
Everything. Yes. So you can find me at Malicious Sheep 56 on Twitch. If you want to follow my Arc Raider Adventures with Tantan, you can follow her at Tantan's Reality on Twitch. You can throw us on in the background, listen to us ramble, be goofy,
It's
have
fun.
adventures.
It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So, Ryan, do you have any final thoughts before I close this up?
Nope. No, thanks for this. No, it's still my favorite spaces.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Glad to hear. But yes. So thank you, everybody, for joining and hanging out. You can listen back to the space if you like, if you're just coming in now. You are all treasures. And get out there, get creative, support one another, combat the algo. Because we all know what it's like out here on these apps.
Yes. Yeah.
Help each other with that. Comment on each other's things. Bookmark things. Repost. Like.
That's all
share,
we have.
subscribe.
We only have each other, at this point.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. So, this is your reminder to drink some water and to move your body in a way that you can and to take time to rest, because rest is valuable and an important and necessary part of creativity. Be safe, be well, be kind, be you, because there is no one else like you, and you are a needed part of all. Thank you so much for being here, everyone, and I will catch you again soon.
Ooh, okay. Ooh. I was like losing my focus a bit towards the end. But there is another one. There's another event coming up. I gotta go take a short break. I'll be back. In the meantime, listen to some music. Okay, I'm back. Gotta check YouTube now. Stereo Hopper. Let's go listen to him sing again. Pause this for a sec. Is this still a thing? Do people still do this? XTZ $15 is Seiko. Yeah, oh, that was like 2 years ago. Back when that seemed possible. Can you do ideas? Can you like post ideas? Ooh, slowed down quite a bit, huh? March 9. People are still doing it though. Videos only. See, like, I'm the only one willing to show my face and just talk about.
Followed by either a Lotus or new hybrid content.
Okay. Hey, how do I post? How do I do one? How do I do one? Oh, wait. I know what it is. I remember. Sure, no. It's record video idea. "60 minutes? Who's gonna do 60 minutes? Okay, I'm gonna do something weird here now. I mean, you know, that's normal, but I'm gonna record this. Oh, I don't think they can. Yeah, it doesn't record the sound. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, I could. Hold on. Testing. 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 I might get in trouble for this, but we'll see. 2, 1, Go. Hey everyone, this is Ryan from teia.cafe, I guess. It's been a while. I used to make these videos on TradingView a while ago, but I've been like live streaming other stuff. But I'm still into crypto, so I thought do like a little update of like what's happening overall. And the way I do charts is a little different from most traders who tend to like focus on one thing. I like to look at the whole picture, right? So that's why I have a lot of stuff. I have all of the, what's the best 1 year? Yeah, you know, something like this. So I keep track of silver, gold, oil, Wall Street, and then here are all the crypto products, because I think it's like important to like do a comparative analysis between, you know, what's happening in other markets. So that's what's this is what it's about. So, okay, so just in general, I start to look at the charts from the 3-month chart. So kind of around the beginning of the year, right? And the reason why I do this is because it's I feel like starting in the year of 2026, there's been a big shift in the sentiment of the crypto space, if you will, you know? Like most of the social engagement around crypto happens on Twitter, right? At least currently. But yeah, since then, there's been a lot of bearish signals, right? You want to call it that. People are just kind of not feeling great, and I see like places are shutting down, people are leaving, people are obviously in distress, right? And when you look at all the fear meters, right, it's all extreme fear, and it's been like that for the last few months. And so I feel like we're kind of reaching the bottom of this market cycle. And so you know, it's like starting this year is where kind of like everything is starting to like there's been a shift, right, in the way people think about the industry as a whole, even within insiders. So that's why I'm using the 3-month chart. You can always use 1 month and 5 days, right? Like oil has gone crazy in the last week because of the Iran war, but it's actually kind of like settling back, you know? So, but I think the 3-month chart is actually pretty useful to look at because it kind of gives you an idea where everything's at right now, right? So right now, oil is obviously up. I don't know too many people who invested in oil, right? There's a few, but it, right. And if you were like anticipating this, you're doing well, I guess. Silver, everyone's talking about silver, right? Silver is not doing as good as before, but it's still doing pretty good, plus almost 50%. And gold is up 23%. It's doing well, but not as well as you would think, you know? Because with all the crazy things happening in the world and like the war destabilizing a lot of things, you would think this would shoot up a lot more, but it's just doing kind of okay. So this is interesting, uranium, and this is a Tezos project, but I will be talking about that later. And then here in the middle here is basically all of the Wall Street. You know, Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, they're kind of been mostly flat this year, you know. Even though politicians are exaggerating how well the markets are doing, it's been mostly flat, if you're being honest about it. Then there's crypto, which is doing terrible all around, you know. So, but it's worth noting that right now, the best performing assets in crypto, I say best performing, not good, they're performing the best out of a bad situation, right, is actually Atom, which is Cosmos, and Tezos XTZ. And the reason why is because Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, right? This clump over here, the top 4 performing assets of the last 3 months, top 4, the top being minus 20%, but they're still the top 4. There's like the issue with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash is that they don't have staking rewards. So Atom, if you put money in Atom as of this year, you're still down, but the fact that it has like a 12 or 13% staking rewards rate, that's interest, right, is actually pretty good. Tezos, on the other hand, has about 8 or 9% currently, right? So even though it seems like it's doing worse, it's probably doing better than these two, just because the interest offsets this 2%, right? Like it's really not that much. So if you hold on to Tezos longer than a few months, you probably be doing better overall. But honestly, it's really not that much either way, right? It's just, so we're in a bear market now. So the other interesting thing is this, which is XU308. That's a uranium project. XU308 Tezos. And this is a project that is powered by Tezos. Not a lot of people know about this, but this is a way to buy tokenized uranium, and they're pushing it quite a bit for the last couple of years. And then it seems to be doing well, right? Everything else is doing real bad, but 13% is not bad, right? So there's something going on, and so in order to get this token, you need to go through Tezos, because it is a token that runs on this network. And so if you want to buy tokenized uranium, you have to buy Tezos. And so they're related in a way that people aren't really seeing right now. So that's about it. I mean, otherwise, we just kind of have to see where things go, because right now, crypto, the markets aren't really doing well, and as a whole, right? But this might be the bottom, because I'm seeing a lot less noise. A lot of people are waiting for MicroStrategy to collapse before they get back in, so to speak, right? But we have to see. So it's a very uncertain time right now, but it's worth kind of looking at, interesting projects that are actually doing a few things, right, in the space. So, all right, well, that's it. And I hope you found this interesting. I might make a few more of these, now that I have more. I'm streaming a lot more. So, all right, well, take care, and see you in the next one. That's what's this is what it's about. So. Okay, so just in general, I start to look at the charts from the get it clickbaity title. Public analysis long. Precious metals. All right, well, let's see how that does. It's been a while. Oh, that stuff. I have all the fear meters, right? It's all extra. Well, their space is supposed to be happening right now. There it is.
Make sure that, like I said, you have a backup plan and contingencies, and a lot of bells and whistles around it to pay attention to when unexpected events occur.
You operate across multiple networks. What design choices tend to create healthier validator ecosystems over time?
No, yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, every network, there's always a trade-off, right, between decentralization and speed and efficiency. And so every network and every community has to kind of find its the right balance for their particular use case. And not all experiments work in this world. We've seen a lot of things come and go, and blockchains that have survived, and some that haven't. So I think it's really important that the community and of investors, builders, artists, enthusiasts, tinkers, um, maintains a lot of excitement. There's a lot of communication with the foundation, with the core founders, and I think that the infrastructure follows that, and the ethos also follows that, and it is a trade-off, right? There's sometimes if you over optimize for decentralization, and make sure that everyone can run a full node on a Raspberry Pi or something like that, then there's obviously massive trade-offs in terms of speed and scale, which for other networks will kind of push on, and some use cases don't really care that much about decentralization, and other ones really care about it. I think it's incredibly important, and it's the core foundation of the technology. But for some use cases, it might not be as optimal as necessary, as speed and very low costs. So there's always trade-offs, and so that's, I think, why it's so amazing that there's so many different types of exciting projects out there, different types of you know philosophies, different approaches, and that's what makes a market. That's why it's exciting, and it's exciting to see as folks adapt to new challenges, and as the technology that underpins it, and the computer science, and now with AI, just evolves, and you have to evolve with it.
What are the standards you insist on before putting 10x's name behind something?
So yeah, I would say first and foremost, it's security, and it's our ability to say that we've got the best in class security built in and around it. That's the first and foremost, and really that's almost all of it, right? It has to be the right kind of project, the right infrastructure, the right blockchain. Like, we wouldn't back anything, but there's definitely security in terms of the must-haves, and integrity from the team. Like, make sure that you work with folks that are that that are trustworthy, that don't have any blemishes in their past. In the world of crypto, that sometimes some folks have done some shady stuff, so you really have to be careful, because ultimately there's a lot of pointy edges that can go wrong when it comes to crypto.
No pointy edges in crypto. So 10x recently announced it's become a validator in the Tezos ecosystem. What
Mhm.
initially attracted you to Tezos, and why did this feel like the right time to get involved?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I've been involved. I've owned Tezos personally for a very long time. It's been around for a very long time, and that's I think that's really great. And that's, first of all, there's a lot of value in the token itself, and where the ecosystem is as a community right now. There's no VC overhang. The technology is really great in terms of how you can stake, the liquid proof of stake, the self-amending governance. There's the formal verification, I think, is very important, and I think it will become more important as AI and AI security becomes more important. The fact that the community is already starting to think about quantum proof, that's really important. So I think for all these reasons, there's a lot to like. I think it's it isn't, a top 5, top 10 asset at the moment, but I think it's kind of a quiet achiever that's been around for so long, and I think can adapt very quickly to a rapidly changing world. And so for those reasons, we're excited to be involved and to own the asset and to be a long-term partner here.
When you evaluate networks to support what signals tell you a chain is worth committing infrastructure resources to?
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into it, obviously. Like, I mean, the tech is first and foremost. Like, it has to be sound, it has to be battle tested, which Tez is. Then there's obviously adoption, which is really important. You need to know, you need to see volume, you need to see excitement, you need to see new projects. Um, and then it's, I think, the ability to evolve and adapt. I think that's key and that's really crucial. And I think that's one of the strengths that Tezos has.
From an operator's perspective, how does Tezos compare to other proof of stake networks in terms of architecture, tooling, and operational complexity?
Yeah, so I can only tell you from a secondhand point of view. It's our CTO who's, built out and babysits the infrastructure on a day-to-day basis. So I would have to defer to him in a more very technical sense. But my understanding from him and from the work we've done together is that it's a great infrastructure. It makes a lot of sense. He would have liked to see a little bit more support in terms of like being able to plug and play with certain custodians that are very popular. But besides that, I think he had a great experience and got it up and running, and he's happy with it.
I often find when your tech people are happy, something is really good. They're not very happy very often. I find just my personal experience. Now, Tezos now has bakers, delegators, and the newer staker role. From your side, what stands out about that design compared with other staking systems you've worked with?
Yeah, no, I think there's, again, that's why it's such a fascinating project, because there's always new things coming online and new sort of opportunities. So I think that unique design offers a lot of cool opportunities for folks. If you do liquid staking, you still can get access to that great yield while still having the ability to not have to lock up your funds. So there's other protocols that when you kind of do the staking, sometimes there's up to 30 days where you're kind of going on and off, and so that's a challenge for a lot of folks, especially for retail investors or even institutions that need to consider, okay, I'm going to get like a 4 or 5% yield, but if it's going to take me 30 days to onboard and offboard, is it worth it? So I think that having those as different options for holders is great, and that just creates a more dynamic and interesting ecosystem.
Now, you did mention that Tezos was a little bit more prepared for change. Like an example would be maybe how it's evolved technically through roll-ups and the DAO. How important are those kinds of developments when you're deciding whether to support a network long term?
Yeah, no, I think that's insanely important, and it's I mean, the most obvious example is Bitcoin and like the concerns around quantum proof and how it doesn't seem like there's a clear path to how to upgrade Bitcoin. And I'm old enough to remember the sort of the block wars and the reason we have Bitcoin Cash and all that stuff. So I think those are challenges that communities have to have a clear model for how to deal with. And I think that Tezos's model is really great for that reason, because it really shouldn't just be a little cabal of developers that decide no, 8 megabytes is the perfect block size forever because of something. Especially in a world with, like I said, AI and quantum that's around the corner, there's going to be a lot of huge opportunities, but also huge challenges. So I think a dynamic ecosystem like Tez is perfect for that. because I think, from a personal point of view, we've been going deep into a lot of agentic AI stuff, playing around with OpenClaw, building agents, like really understanding how this is changing computer science and how products are developed, and how people interact with each other, and how the economy it will likely evolve when you can have a lot of knowledge work taken up by AI. So what that means in terms of, you know, how payments are done, how contracts are created, how you can know for sure that something occurred mathematically. And again, a huge aspect is that it comes down to security as well. If there's these, you know, Nobel laureate style AI agents out there with so much knowledge that they could run circles around most PhDs. What does that mean for security? What does that mean for all kinds of things? So I think we're, as in terms of the history of technology and in terms of the history of blockchains, we're at an inflection point, and I think that there's going to be a lot of exciting and wild developments over the next 18 months.
You have a really unique perspective on a lot of this stuff. When you say all these things, a lot of it goes over a lot of people's heads. Could you maybe break down a little bit more into why this particular moment is so different than, say, ChatGPT 3.5 dropped?
Hmm.
A lot of people are starting to get this, I guess, desensitivity to the AI releases. So could you maybe explain why this particular moment seems like a real inflection point?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And I've been using like Chat GPT and Claude and like most of the LLMs for the last 2 3 years just through our work. But I really do feel like in the last 8 to 12 weeks, there's been two things that have happened. Like the latest models are really really good. So if you use Claude, like or Anthropic 4.6 Opus to do development work, like it's incredible. It's very good. It's very powerful. It is a very good developer. You can actually vibe code things that would have been huge products and apps 6 months ago, and it's just gotten infinitely better, and it seems to be getting faster. I mean, getting better at a faster pace. So number one, it's just much much better, and it's really important for folks to get out there and play with it. And you have to pay for it. You have to pay for like the better programs, because if you're using Chat GPT, the free version on your iPhone, then yeah, maybe you don't kind of see it, because it's sort of every time you come back, it's sort of a blank slate. Whereas if you're using it and you have a project, you're working on something, you're interacting with it on a daily basis, you can kind of see it evolve in terms of every single step forward. But whether it's 4.5 to 4.6, you see it's a huge spike in terms of its capabilities. And second thing that I would say that has happened is this advent of OpenClaw. So this concept. So for folks who don't know, like OpenClaw is this open source project that was started, I think, in November of last year, which basically allows you to create an AI agent on some hardware. So that's the reason all the Mac Minis are basically sold out. So you buy a piece of hardware, you put this OpenClaw open source solution on there, or you can use a couple different variants. There's Iron Claw, Nano Claw. There's a couple different options, but effectively you can kind of customize your AI agent. And the reason it's unique is because then it's an AI agent or a series of AI agents that are always on, that can do work independently and don't ask for as much permission as a Claude Code or a Codex would. It You can change the settings to give it different skills, to give it different memories, so that you can work on the fact that oftentimes the memories are kind of wiped out by whenever you kind of go visit the site again. It kind of is like, oh, who are you? It's like a goldfish. But if you do it right on the in OpenClaw, it remembers all of its tasks and its goals, and it's got its like soul, and it's got its heartbeat, and it's got documents to kind of remember what it's been working on. And it's just fascinating. It's like there's a very smart person trapped in this piece of hardware, and you can connect it to different models. You can run a model locally. You can use like cheaper or local sort of free models for simpler tasks, and then outsource to the more bleeding edge frontier lab 4.6s or whatever is the best at the time for development work or more higher order thinking. So it's fascinating. I've been, kind of AI pilled by all this stuff in the last couple months, and as I see it develop and grow, I do see the the fact that there probably will be an A to A, like agentic economy, ecosystem that has agents paying agents and doing work with other agents, usually on behalf of their human. But yeah, so that's kind of where I think the state of things are, and what that means for crypto, what that means for security, what that means for humanity and white collar workers and computer science. I think there's a lot of, big questions in there. Wouldn't say that I know the answers to any of those, but I think it's something important to pay attention to.
So what you're saying is they're probably not going to be issuing identification or credit cards to these agents, and so there maybe is a path we need forward to give them ability to pay. But then also, you had mentioned formal verification. We're going to have to prove these things are who they say they are, correct? Like,
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think that's one of the big advantages that stands out in my mind. That that smart contracts and those things, if you can formally verify them, that's a huge advantage in a world of super smart, almost like superhuman intelligence. Then a simple flaw in a smart contract that has gone unnoticed by mere mortals may be exploited by these AI agents, and so both on the offense and the defense, it's really important to have that, and having formal verification is a huge part.
very cool. I could nerd out with you about AI for hours. If you ever have time, I will set aside at least 4 so we can chat about this if you want.
Sure, sounds good.
As 10x gets more embedded here, though, in Tezos, what do you want people in Tezos to understand about the role you're trying to play?
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, ultimately, we we do a couple of things. So we own these digital assets on our balance sheet. We build infrastructure to support, and really, we've only kind of been out in the market for about 2 months now. So we've only just got started. We have a lot of things up our sleeve that, we're a publicly traded company. We can't really share too many things that are
Give
non-public.
up the secrets? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I would, but then I'd get in trouble, so I won't. But
Don't get in
but
trouble.
but yeah, so that's that's at a high level what we're all about, and for us, it's really important to, like I said, evolve with the ecosystem, evolve with the markets, understand what's happening next, and try to position both the tech, the infrastructure, the company, the balance sheet, and ourselves for what that is. And so, us along with everyone else is quickly learning about what are these implications, and it's become like a macro thing too. This isn't just, me and a couple of people nerding out. It's having an impact on global politics, and the competition between the US and China, and a lot of things. So this is, I think, kind of an order of our times. And so for us, 10x is trying to position, to understand where this is all going, how best to deliver value to ourselves and our shareholders, and to the ecosystems we support, like Tez. So I think that's, that is the challenge, and how Tez fits into this world and uses its strengths to adopt to this rapidly changing ecosystem is really what this is all about. And it's a huge opportunity. Like, it's scary because it's AI agents that, could replace white collar workers and all that, but at the same time, if you know how to work them, and if you know how to have a fleet of AI agents, both professionally and personally, it's like having a free employee in some ways. It's not quite free because you have to pay for the tokens, you have to set it up right. It takes time and effort, but this is a huge opportunity for people that have an entrepreneurial knack, that want to be creative, that have a project, want to create art or music or film or whatever. And I think it's actually one of those big moments in history. There's Naval, couldn't pronounce his last name, but Naval, like everyone knows Naval, he had this great saying in his recent podcast. He said that, Steve Jobs said that the computer is like a bicycle for the mind. Well, AI is like a motorcycle for the mind. It's like going even faster. And I think there's no going back on this one. So it's just something that you have to pay attention to, understand, and watch the ebbs and flows as this kind of unfolds before our eyes.
Do you see this affecting possibly the future of your involvement in Tezos? I mean, I know you can't obviously give us your sauce, but I mean, you start with validation. I mean, this, like you said, changes everything. Do you see avenues maybe available that weren't there before? You don't have to point them out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think like I said, it's kind of fundamental to everything. So yeah, I think it definitely could have an impact on how we run our infrastructure, how, again, it's challenging because they're non-deterministic. They can still make mistakes. You can't trust these agents like implicitly. So there's, especially when it comes to something like blockchains and transactions. But when it comes to software development or running infrastructure or researching or doing code audits and security stuff, then yeah, that's all going to be impacted by this new technology and the way that it evolves. So absolutely, but it's we can't share too much, like I said, but it's definitely where our head's at.
Appreciate you, man. I get this vibe. I grew up. I'm an '80s kid, but I grew up in the '90s ish. I graduated in '99. Just to give you an idea.
Okay.
My uncles and a bunch of people I knew at the time in the '90s, they were in their basements with their long hair and they had the wood paneling stuck in their '70s home. But they were all coding and telling Microsoft to go away. And is this your moment in that narrative, sort of?
Maybe I gotta grow out my hair a bit, and
Right.
I don't.
I'm just saying, nostalgically speaking, like now it's it's us sitting in our offices coding, and everybody's looking at us, and we're stuck because we can't go anywhere because we got to poke these agents.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely. I mean, there is that, and I think like there will be a lot of disruption. There's going to be a lot of SaaS companies that have to trim down. There's going to be a lot of apps that you could literally build by yourself in a weekend, and so what's the point of paying? Maybe this having whatever. Again, I don't run a SaaS company. I don't know, but it's like the pay per seat might not make sense, but at the same time there's going to be huge opportunities to sell to agents, to create agents that generate value, to adopt business models to this new reality, and to be creative and to have fun and get out there and create something cool. There's going to be a lot of disruption, and even within the world of AI, right? Whenever there's a new update by Anthropic, it kind of messes up a lot of different industries, messes up other startups that are like building on AI, like the legal startups, the medical startups. But I think, I don't know. Again, I've been kind of AI pilled recently, and I do see and understand how these could have huge implications, even just in like fundamental breakthroughs in science and technology and physics. So like, if these things really keep getting better, and the pace at which they get better accelerates, because now it's AI coding the next generation of AI, and that's crazy. What is possible in this world? What is the world going to look like in 10, 15 years with AI and robotics and who knows what else? So I think it's exciting. It's really a huge opportunity. It's really something people should pay attention to and figure out how to apply it to your own life and get out there and have fun with it, because it is fun. It's delightful, actually. It's when you're playing with it. And you're using it to accomplish a task, and it does something that you would have taken a group of humans in a startup 4 weeks to do. You do it in 3 hours, and you're like, wow, that's incredible. What's next? Like, let's move faster. So it's cool.
The era of the founder no longer waiting for an MVP, just making one in the bathroom while he's out at dinner.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Well, sir, if it's okay with you, we like to try to maybe give our audience a chance to participate. Are you okay with fielding questions
Yeah,
during this call? Would that
absolutely.
be okay? So we'll go ahead and start to open the room up for a few audience questions. So if anyone wants to jump in, now's a good time to request. While those come in, I want to stay with the bigger picture side for a couple more minutes, though, if that's cool.
Sure.
All right. So, in a recent interview, you said 2026 could be crypto's biggest year for mass adoption. What signals are you seeing? I mean, aside from the AI, obviously, that make you say that?
Yeah, I think there's a number of things. One is, from a regulatory point of view, crypto is in kind of like this, like was lost in the woods for a few years, the last couple of years under the Gensler regime, and it was difficult to know what you can and cannot do, and it kind of helped push things forward in terms of like making tokens that had no value, made a lot of meme coins, that kind of stuff. So I think the reason that it's an exciting moment is there is regulatory clarity, the Genius Act in the US that passed, and hopefully the Clarity Act that will pass in the near future makes it clear what you can and cannot do. And as a result, the growth of things like stable coins and real world assets has exploded. Like it's quite impressive how many stablecoin transactions occur every day. The likes of Visa and PayPal and Stripe and MasterCard and all the banks and a lot of tech companies are all jumping in to see how this could work. And this again, that infrastructure and that scaffolding mixed in with AI and vaults and those things make it so that there's kind of this crazy petri dish of new. Still hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you now.
that was
You cut
wild.
off for a second.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a call come through.
All good.
Yeah, and so I think that's the reason why I think there could be a tremendous amount of growth and adoption of this tech, because the sort of landscape is there, the infrastructure is there, the regulation is finally there, the tech is at a point where it's highly scalable, and it can handle lots of transactions per second. And frankly, society is at a point where a lot of folks are losing faith in institutions that have been known and loved for a long time, and are starting to, or have firmly lost a lot of people, whether it's governments, banks, institutions, things of that nature. There's a lot less trust and a lot more independence of how people think about those institutions. So I think for those reasons, there's a lot of opportunity for growth in those areas, in stable coins, real world assets, and new and innovative things that you can't even think of, new types of businesses, new types of tokens, AI and all that stuff all combined could create some cool stuff.
So, if adoption does accelerate, do you think it comes more from crypto native apps or from traditional industries? Is it going to be something even wilder than AI? I mean, at this point, like you said, 2 years ago, this wasn't even on the radar. So,
Wow. Yeah, no, I think there's a couple different ways. I think for some for some integrations, it might just be in the background and you're using something and you don't really realize there's a bit of a crypto in there in terms of payments or stable coins or some sort of tokens. Part of it is, yeah, the crypto world is growing, and crypto oftentimes it grows and grows and grows, and people get excited, and bad things happen, and the industry takes a bit of a black eye, and then it kind of recycles again, and new excitement happens, and then so I think the crypto itself is growing. People embracing these types of technologies is growing, but very importantly, institutional adoption is growing. And so institutions are beginning to appreciate the value of, basically near instant settlement, what that implies in terms of collateral, what that implies in terms of, peer-to-peer transfers of cash and assets, and the ability to create more dynamic assets that are more interesting than just simple, T+3 or T plus whatever stocks and bonds. So I think that there's going to be a lot of unique experimentation, and a lot of institutional and continued institutional adoption, and a lot of like ground up grassroots innovation as well.
what does broader industry still need to solve before large scale adoption becomes real?
Yeah, I think a lot of it a lot of it is also in UI. Like it's for, non-crypto folks when they get involved, and then there's these wallets and these passwords, and if you lose it, you're screwed forever. And there's a lot of challenges for folks that make them shy away from crypto. So solving for that, and maybe, embracing AI to do that perhaps might be the solution. And secondly, like, find ways to kind of tuck it in the back. And so, for example, I know that Interactive Broker, they recently allowed their customers to deposit stable coins. And so that's a huge win for customers. Like, if recently with the war in Iran, like, oil spiked on Friday at 4 a.m. And so, traditional markets were closed, but crypto was not. So people were able to hedge, people were able to make predictions or make bets on oil or gold or whatever. And so that's a huge use case. And if you're an Interactive Broker customer, you could send, some additional margin or some cash on Sunday, and it's there the second the market opens because it settles instantly. So I think use cases like that, where people are like, oh, okay, I get it now. I understand the value of crypto in this instant, and then it'll kind of just grow naturally like that.
It's so hard to wrap my head around this stuff. I used to think I understood it, man. But you're right, dude. Something happened like a couple weeks ago. Maybe about a month. I think it was a month ago something happened. There was like a fracture. Did you feel it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Like I started talking in ways people don't understand. Did you find yourself in those same conversations?
Well, I just say I'm kind of just weird because I've just been obsessing with it for the last 3-4 months, or really 3-4 weeks, since really falling in love with OpenClaw, and now I'm weird at parties.
Oh, brother. Well, we can be weird at parties together because, man, we're talking a language I think is going over people's heads. Oh, I love it, though. It's fantastic. Now, what do you think we could, like, what could we say to even articulate the simplicity of it that's kind of overwhelmed our brains? That's the hardest thing to say. Because we
Yeah.
dance, we dance around everything it does. But it's almost like, I mean, that's like saying the shelf is made of mahogany, and it's very, very high quality, and craftsmen created the shelf. And I don't know, man, we just want the chaos, right? We want it gone. We want this accomplishment of putting the shelf up. What are we missing here?
Yeah, like, you mean in terms of like
Just articulating what this thing is, because I mean, you and I are very excited about it, and I'm listening to you talk about it, and it's the same things I'm saying. It's the same things I'm hearing, and it's really hard to. And I guess we did it with crypto too, didn't we? I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's, there's certain things that just kind of push the whole thing forward, and sometimes these things percolate and percolate and percolate, and then there's like a breakthrough. And again, I think OpenClaw, to me at least, for me, was a breakthrough of kind of like, oh, holy shit, I get it now. I've always used the AI and whatever, been working on things with it, but this was kind of like, holy shit, I think, like, I just gave birth to something on this, like, MacBook that I have. And so, like, that's crazy. It's very interesting, and how you set it up and how you can understand, like I said. So I think it's one of those things. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid and getting too excited about it, but it is sort of like a paradigm shift, and it has implications. It has huge implications, because if you can have a research analyst that's almost as good as someone who works at Goldman Sachs, if you give it the right, skills and tools, then what is human labor worth? Where does value accrue in this kind of world, and what is the implications for humanity at large? I'm not a Luddite. I think overall it's going to be positive, and I think every time there is a technology that, like, looks scary and terrifying, it is fundamentally positive for the human race, and extends life, and creates more wealth overall, and help has people, like, it does good things, but ultimately there's, downsides to it as well. So I think for people, it's just, you got to learn how to use it. Don't be a Luddite. Get out there and or a Luddite, I guess is the other pronunciation, and build with it, have fun with it, experiment with it, try to achieve your goals with it, and then and see what it can do for you, and then you'll be one of the people that's pushing it forward and is excited about it instead of kind of putting your head in the sand and hoping it goes away, because it will not.
I sort of get Stable Diffusion vibes back when we first were able to say beautiful shoreline, and it made a beach. It may not have been a beautiful beach, but it made one, and that terrified people.
Yeah,
Now it's code, right? I mean,
yeah, it's code, it's music, it's art, it's movies, it's writing essays. It's weird, and so for folks that are in school and everything, it's like, well, what am I doing? What am I what am I going to be doing when I'm done all this?
what are we learning?
Yeah, what am I? Yeah, what's the point of me learning?
Right?
But it's about being creative. It's about being entrepreneurial. It's about having curiosity and being involved in something and being creative ultimately. And so I think it's a freeing thing. But yeah, for folks that are whatever working at Deloitte, or I mean, they might be fine because there'll be more consulting, but like if you're an accountant, if you're a lawyer, if you're this, like, what are the implications? The implications is, I think, for junior people, maybe it'll be a little more tricky, or maybe the junior people that really understand AI will run circles around the senior people. Like, who knows? It's a new playing field. It's a kind of a new player has entered the arena, and how you use it and what you do to react to this reality will determine your kind of experience.
Almost feels like if you're an expert in a field, you're predisposed to fail at this. It's the ones who are like have no fear and don't care about failing that are going to move way further ahead.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's also, if you're an expert, and then you can like get an AI agent to improve and understand like what the expert is learning and kind of nudge it in the right direction, and have some, and again, it's literally, you don't need that many technical skills as much as you used to, because the AI will teach you how to make the AI better. And it's very patient, and it's, you just like, hey, I have this problem, like, oh, hey, look, all right, here's a couple different ways of thinking about it. Have you tried this solution? Have you tried this? And so it's I think if you're curious, and there's an infinitely patient teacher there that will walk you through and be creative with you, and be sycophantic if you want it to be, and yeah, it can help you solve a lot of problems.
All right, it's comforting. I'm not the only one who's seeing this, and I hope that does make sense to some people out there. This is, I mean, you have been at the cutting edge of a lot of technology. You have a lot of wisdom and experience you bring to the table, and it takes. I would imagine. I don't know you personally, but I would assume it takes a lot to get you excited about something.
Yeah, I mean, it does, partly because I've seen a lot of things that promise the moon and kind of under delivered. And so this is exciting because I've seen it, I've tracked it, and then I feel like I've kind of, something happened recently, and it's kind of like, okay, well, this is kind of, I think this is going to change everything. And there's been people that have been saying this forever. I have a good friend of mine who works at NVIDIA, and he's been preaching this, Kool-Aid for the last 2.5 years every time I see him. And I'm like, yeah, I agree, it's great. But now I'm like, holy shit. Like, wow.
It's finally relatable and tangible.
Yeah, and it's just more like, I don't know, it's like, again, it really felt like intelligence and it just like is in there, and it's like adaptable, and it evolves, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, wow. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just do one final call. If anyone's got any questions for Matt, technically it should be about 10x, but I guess, we've got him on the AI. He sounds like he knows a lot. We should pick his brain if you have any questions, since we got him, if that's all right. But so looking ahead, what would success for 10x inside the Tezos ecosystem look like over the next couple of years?
Yeah, so I think success would be for us to build infrastructure and get involved in projects, and be a meaningful part of the Tez story over the next 18 to 24 months in a manner that like matters. So I think that would be the thing that we'd be excited to do.
All right. We have Lex, Tech Mental, has joined us. Sir, welcome. Welcome to the stage. How are you?
Hey, what's up, dude? How's everyone doing?
Great.
Doing most
Awesome.
excellent, sir.
Awesome. Great space. I caught it late, but a lot of great points, a lot of great info. Definitely, I would love to read the transcripts of that 4-hour call you guys are going to have later on today. But hey, Matt, I just wanted to pick your brain and kind of kindly rewind, if you don't mind. You mentioned, Bitcoin being possibly quantum proof is possible. Will it continue to be quantum proof? We just hit a benchmark, right? BTC just mined it's 20 million BTC this month, right?
Hmm.
And I think that covers maybe 95% or something like that of that total 21 million supply now. And I remember when I started mining back in 2017, and building my Frankenstein ETH rig and all that. It was like, well, that's never gonna happen. Well, it might happen in 2040, right? And I think when they talked about that, in my opinion, is because the variable of quantum computer and the variables of the advent of autonomous intellect wasn't in the circle. And with what you know in your experience and the milestones that we've been able to do in the last 10 years, right? Do you think, I mean, they're estimating that 21 million wouldn't be until 114 years. You know, do you see that as being different, or do you see that with everything going with all the technology we have, that could probably be mined before then?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think it's, in terms of quantum and like that, I think it's more about like the mindset that I think that the Bitcoin developer ecosystem needs to embrace more. And again, I've always liked Bitcoin. I own some. It was sort of my first foray into the world of crypto, and I think it plays a really important role in crypto. It's kind of like the flag bearer, the standard holder. It's got the kind of cypherpunk crypto freak, ethos from the early days that, this is it and this is how it's going to be. But the challenge with and again, my understanding is that it's because of the halving, right? Even though it was 20 million that has been mined, it's going to keep going half and half and half. So I think the final Bitcoin will still be mined in whatever 2100 or whenever that is. But the question is, what's the security budget? And if the price of Bitcoin does go down, then what are people mining it for? Because if there isn't enough, fees in the blockchain, and the blockchain is slow and rudimentary compared to other blockchains, then why are people mining it still? Why are we running mining rigs? And a lot of Bitcoin mining companies are pivoting into AI data centers and that and the like. So I think overall, I think Bitcoin just needs a little bit more of an open mind to evolve with this kind of new world. But that said, Bitcoin's always been Bitcoin, and the people who love it and believe in it, it's something very sort of personal and very important to their philosophy. And I'm very much here for it. I love it too. I just do think it needs basically more like a security defense budget at this point to deal with potential threats. And again, some people, I'm not gigabrain enough to really weigh in on how close quantum is to actually breaking it. But and people smarter than me tell me that it's actually less of a challenge than others will make it out to be. But even just purely from a marketing point of view, like, you know, create a little fund with some people and the key exchanges or whatever, put in 50 million bucks and have some smart mathematicians working on this. I think it would be prudent to do because, obviously, I know Tez is working on that. I know the Ethereum Foundation is working on that. There's a lot of things that can be done to make a blockchain quantum proof or quantum resistant at least, and that's prudent, and I think that's important to do. So I don't know. I think it's something that needs to happen for Bitcoin, and maybe someone will just do it as a labor of love, or maybe some AI agent will suggest it, but like the community has to embrace it. It has to be a hard fork, and it has to be done. So I think but it's a solvable problem. It's just, I think you need to kind of get the social and political sort of organization around it in the right manner to do it.
Appreciate that.
I hope that answered your question, Lex.
Totally.
All right. Well, Matt, I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight and taking the time
My
to
pleasure.
talk through all this. I mean, we kind of went off topic. I'm sorry, but it's...
No, it's great. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you having me on, and I appreciate the smart questions, and I had a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, sir. I had a blast. I will be picking your brain later, but obviously not on a public forum about some of this stuff, if that's all right.
Awesome.
Perfect. Well, big thanks as well to Kryptonio and everyone else who came through and listened live. We're back every Tuesday with another episode of Tuesday Tez Day, so keep an eye out for the next one. Until then, my friends, stay curious, stay connected, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Whew, all right, that's the... Oh, there's another one tonight. Tuesday is my busy day. Ideas. No. also do something like a group. is this? Okay, I think I'm gonna take a break before tonight. I'll be back tonight. We're doing another event. See ya.